Hello, everyone, and welcome to the new season of the Purposeful Life Show with your host, Adrian Starks. I'm excited to share some new updates of the show with you, starting with a new look, sound, and energy, as well as a variety of guests coming aboard with intriguing topics of conversation. I hope you enjoy the new level of energy that will be brought to the show. Thank you for all of your support since the very beginning in 2019. Wow, it's been 3 years already? Because of you, the Purposeful Life Show is now in the top 5% of all podcasts globally, and we aim to get it into the top 1%. Continue listening to the show and share it with others. You can also now listen to the show on my Facebook page at Adrian Starks, where you can comment in real time and communicate with me about your aha moments. Thank you again for all of your support, and let's make this one hell of a year and be purposeful about doing that. Wishing you all much love and success. Are you feeling unmotivated? Well, in these current times, you are not the only one. Maybe you have even entertained the idea of escaping to go somewhere for a while, to get away from things. And that's okay. On this episode, we will talk about how to get back your enthusiasm for your work and day-to-day living.
Welcome to the Purposeful Life Show on the Connect Now podcast with your host, Adrian Starks. If you're looking for the ideas that could be your breakthrough for change in your business, career, or personal life, then this podcast is for you. Join Adrian as he speaks on topics of personal and professional development for the person behind the business and interviews a variety of entrepreneurs, business owners, and thought leaders to reveal their ideas and solutions to success and its challenges. Subscribe to the show and leave us a review. It's time to connect, learn, and grow.
Welcome back to the Purposeful Life Show and the Connect Now podcast with your host, Adrian Starks. Before we get started, make sure you go ahead and download this podcast into your favorite podcast platform, subscribe to the show, and to push that notification bell. Today, we're going to keep this nice and simple. We're going to talk about the power of enthusiasm. And why is this important for us all to know? Well, right now, we're facing times where people are feeling unmotivated. They have lost a lot of desire and passion for what they were currently doing before this pandemic occurred. I'm not going to get too much in talking about the pandemic, but we have to address the elephant in the room a bit before we can move on to a solution to the problem. Right now, we are all feeling quarantined, not just in our homes, but in our minds, hearts, and souls. We're feeling like we want to get away, but we don't know how to. We're feeling exhausted, but we're not physically exhausted. We're just emotionally exhausted. We want to go somewhere totally different where we can just get away from our problems. And that is okay. That's called being a human being. But what makes you a successful person is to stay right where you are and to figure out a way to work your way through the challenges. So we're going to talk about creating the change of how we're feeling, that unmotivated state. As we get into this, let's talk first about motivation. Now, I am not here to motivate you. I believe that we have to have a personal motive in order for us to be motivated by anything. So no matter what I say today, if you do not have the personal motive to change, you will not be able to change how you're currently feeling. So we have to drop those walls down a bit and be open to listen to something that's going to help us. The tool that I want to provide you with today is a simple quote from the philosopher Ralph Emerson. For many of you, you may recognize his name, and for those of you who don't, I encourage you to go and Google his name and to read his book on self-reliance. That will help you out tremendously during these times of learning more about yourself. And here's his quote: "Nothing great is ever achieved without enthusiasm. Nothing great was ever achieved without enthusiasm." Now let's talk about the word enthusiasm. We're not just talking about positive thinking here, because positive thinking is a state, but that state will not get you anywhere. You have to have action, and that action is enthusiasm. Getting excited about something that hasn't occurred, and you push yourself through the challenges with the fuel of that enthusiasm or that excitement. So let's talk about excitement now. What are you currently excited about? And if you're not excited about something right now, we have to ask ourselves the question, what can we be excited about? If we look at groups outside of ourselves, these success groups, people who seem to go from one success to the next no matter what happens in their environment, they have this thing called enthusiasm. That is an attitude about themselves, about their life, and how they interact with their world. This enthusiasm attracts people around them that feel that energy. And these support groups are the people that help the successful people become more successful. Think about that for a second. What groups do you have around you right now? Are your groups positive? Are they reassuring? Are they uplifting? Do they provide you with enthusiasm? Do they provide you with encouragement? Do they see you as you are? Do they get it? We all go through things, but in particular, if you are an entrepreneur or business owner or freelancer or however you want to be termed, do you have the people around you who support you? If you're a person that's exiting your 9-to-5 because you're tired of it now, you have realized during this time that you want to do something different. Are the people around you supporting that, or are they against it? We have to start thinking about who's surrounding us and put ourselves around people who can provide us with those things that we need in order to move forward through our challenging times. Enthusiasm is a huge asset that you need to have as an individual. You can be great and skilled at something, but if you have a bad attitude, you're not going to get very far with it. During these times of quarantine and also being limited to where we can travel and go, as a speaker, I have found myself having the self-pity party. I have affected my environment and the people around me. And the reason why I'm telling you this is because I believe in keeping it real. We are in an era now where people do not want leaders who are flawless because they understand that no one is flawless. No one has it all together. Everyone makes mistakes. But what makes leaders powerful is their willingness to admit to their mistakes, but also to learn from them and to teach others of what not to do. So this is what I do not want you to do. I don't want you to, one, have a self-pity party for yourself because you're not traveling, you're not making the money, you're not doing what you want to do. Don't have that self-pity party because what that does for you, it keeps you stuck. It keeps you stuck in a chair, at your desk, on your couch, in your bed, wherever you are. And as my grandmother used to say, you can worry all day long, baby, but worrying is like being in a rocking chair. You moving, but you ain't going nowhere. So don't have that self-pity party because it can't get you anywhere. 2, don't think too far ahead. This is called anxiety. When you're thinking too much about the future, you can't predict that. There's no way of us knowing what's going to happen next month and 2 months down the road. All we can do is be present right now and do what we can and appreciate what we can. That's all we can do. And 3, start getting excited about yourself, about your life. And here's what I want you to avoid. Do not wait on the external environment to give you that. When you allow your external environment to dictate that, you have relinquished your personal power to be a courageous creator and change your situation yourself. Those 3 steps again, don't have a self-pity party. Don't think too far ahead. And appreciate the now. Find something that you can get excited about right now. And if you can't get excited about something, ask yourself, what gets me excited? What have I done before? And that will help trigger your memory a little bit. Think about your enthusiasm. Each day you should be waking up excited about something, whether that be your health, your relationships, your business, your finances, or just breathing. The challenge for you now is to wake up each day for the next week excited about something. And if you have this little person in your mind that's saying there's nothing to be excited about, ask yourself, what can you be excited about? What do you want to look forward to? This reminds me of my episode with travel consultant and expert Jen Albert. And she had this powerful phrase, plan now and travel later. It's the intention behind things. So what do you want to be excited about? What are you looking forward to? This is going to be your enthusiasm. You're going to need this extra gas as you run out of fumes throughout your days. And this enthusiasm is going to be important for you as you do feel the symptoms of exhaustion, stress, frustration, worry, fear, and that's going to happen because you are a human. No matter where you are, what you're doing, what you have, you will experience some of those emotions. The power of enthusiasm has allowed some of the most successful people on the planet to push beyond problems that would crumble most people. We can all have enthusiasm. The big question here is, what gets you excited? It is this excitement that will allow you to experience something better than what you're currently experiencing. If you can't change the whole world, you can surely change your world with enthusiasm.
Thank you for listening to the Purposeful Life Show on the Connect Now podcast with your host, Adrian Starks. Subscribe to the show and connect with us on Facebook and Instagram. Learn more about us by visiting our website at cnbn.ca. Go to connectnowpodcast.com to be inspired by more life-changing content. Let's connect, learn, and grow.